Dear the judges, dear my beloved friends, I'm standing before you to ask you some questions. Have you ever felt not okay and ended up reaching out to your friends? Or have you ever bewildered about your own feelings and thoughts, but you can't utter them clearly by words? Does it feel like you want to burst into tears, twist your hand to the wall, slam your head to the wall, scream out loud to relieve your pain? If you ever felt those unpleasant moments, you are the same as mine. A few weeks ago, as my psychiatrist had already the diagnosis given to me. She said something that I don't want to hear. I was diagnosed with a severe mental disorder. Absolutely, I was shocked and in denial at that time. Is this real? That's what I thought. Then I was trying to hide it from people who are close to me. Actually, almost a year ago, I took some medicine from my doctor's prescription, but it turned out I was still in the evaluation phase. Besides, from my story, over 43.8 million people experience mental illness each year, according to the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Because of that reason, being listened to is something that we have to pay for, like going to the health professional. It is not cheap, sometimes it's pricey, and we have to go there to have more than one session. Not only that, the medication also needs money to redeem. Mental disorder is overwhelming. Since the main topic here is raising mental health awareness, this means that we have to be acknowledging the situation of one's mental illness, including ourselves. Mental illness survivors are always being stigmatized, whether they are seeking attention or crazy. Besides, the word crazy is not appropriate to be used for people who have a mental disorder. Also, not like physical illness, mental illnesses are being more ignored. It feels like we have to fly even though you don't have wings. We have to breathe underwater even though we don't have gills. They always give impossible advice. They might be saying different things to another physical health survivor, but not for the mental health survivor. They would not be saying that people with asthma to just breathe, people with cancer just pray and laugh in order to be cured. It's not like that. It's not that simple. Mental illness is the same as physical illness, but the difference is mental illness is always considered as a disorder that is related to religion and faith level. Dear fellow audience, I got to tell you this. Trusting people to share your mental condition is hard. It's really hard, but it's still possible. If you are a survivor too, you can do things like I did before, such as open up to people you trust. Even if it's hard, please just do it. If you don't have one and you want to try to go to a health professional but find it too expensive, you can use health insurance from the government to save your money because session and medication is not cheap. Number two, trust yourself that you deserve love from people around you. Sometimes I found statements on social media that people who have mental disorder doesn't deserve love, they said. But you are. You deserve love. Number three, research about your mental disorder deeply to help you cure yourself. If you have been diagnosed by a psychiatrist or a psychologist, please do research deeply about cases that might occur. It will help you cope with it. If you have not been diagnosed, please don't be self-diagnosed. Just do self-care that helps you cope with your difficulties. Number four, write some diaries. Write down about all your feelings and thoughts will help you reorganize and acknowledge deeply about yourself and to redirect them to the more positive one. In the end, I tell my friends and people who are close to me the truth. It hurts to say the truth, but I need it. I feel they are important to me. To be frank, being honest is the hardest part and the most heartbreaking part. but it's better to speak than to keep it alone. Having mental illness is heavy. It is hard to get out of bed in the morning, feel bored over something you love, have no energy over something you do. There is no comfort. Thus, raising mental health could come from online and offline. Let us raise mental health by the first one is listen to whose are needed. Your small actions are cured to them, even at the slightest. Number two, don't judge mental disorder survivor. If you judge a mental disorder survivor, what will happen? What will happen? Exactly. It'll make them feel worse about themselves. Number three, don't ignore them. They need help from people around them. If they already open up to you, it means that they trust you. Number four, keep educating yourself. It'll ease you to help others by learning them in theory first to help in reality. Number five, prevent their suicide. Accompany them and make sure they don't execute their suicidal ideation or thoughts because their lives matter and worth living, especially in nowadays COVID-19 condition. Judges and my dear fellows, to close my speech, I have some messages for all mental health fighters over there, and to maybe whoever listens to this. Don't be afraid to seek for help. It can be from anywhere, from your friends or health professionals. If you find it too expensive, you can use health insurance from the government to help your recovery. On the other hand, for the people who don't have mental illness, please listen to those who are in trouble. Please listen to those who need to be heard. They need your help. Your small help matters. Aldini signing out. Thank you for listening.